good morning, YouTube and friends watching my channel. We are making our way over to Santa Clara County. Got my favorite person with me, Jody. She's back for another ride around the state of California. It is interesting how much the weather has changed in just 1 week. So obviously about 10 days ago we had that big atmospheric river running through California, and I had a chance to drive this route last Saturday, and the air was really clear, and visually looking out the window you can see the mountain range, you can see everything. And just 10 days later, with no rain, everything is pretty muggy again as far as the air quality goes. You know, we were just talking earlier this week about how really friendly and accommodating and how much we really enjoy the mountain biking community. You know, where are you able to find trails to ride? Just a ton of information. You know, we both have been riding less than 2 years and have been able to really kind of figure out what's the right equipment, what do people recommend for, you know, things from knee pads to helmets to, you know, gloves, to where should we get our bikes tuned up, where should we buy our bikes, how do we fix our bikes, and then again you get to develop some new friendships and a sense of mountain biking community. So I think we both would encourage you to do the same thing if you're looking for that. So the Lisa Kilu Trail, it obviously starts with a fair amount of climbing. Got about, I think 3.5, 4 miles. It's not all uphill, but I guess we're gonna get the climbing out of the way early. I mentioned earlier, it's a pretty warm day up here. Probably 65, maybe even 68 degrees. When we pulled into the parking lot, we had a little bit of a breeze, which was welcomed and pleasant, but it created a little dilemma. Do I wear a long sleeve or short sleeve shirt? I opted to wear both. So Santa Clara County is probably most notably known for being called the Silicon Valley. Very high-tech industry. In fact, the GDP, the gross domestic product or production, is actually the highest in the United States and third highest in the world. Hewlett and Packard started in the basement in 1939 here in the Santa Clara County. IBM moved their western headquarters out here in 1941. The United States Navy used to have a decent presence here in the San Jose area. Because of their presence, they bought a lot of electronic parts from local manufacturers, and shortly after that, they coined the area the Silicon Valley. This is one of the most affluent counties in the country and one of the most affluent areas in the world. Big manufacturing tech companies include Google, Yahoo, Apple, just to name a few. Wikipedia says there's over 6,500 tech-run independent companies, or individually owned or run companies here in Silicon Valley. You're fine. So we went about 4 miles there on the Lisa Kilu Trail. Now we're going to start this climbing part. guess it'd be the tail end of the Caudal Trail. It's about 1,000 feet of climbing over 2 miles. All right, we are working our way up the final climb here. I don't recall the name of this trail. It's like Krisnamtuk or something like that, or Chisnamtuk, or unlock my shock. That's right. That wasn't locked out. All right, look at these trail conditions. It is a little dry, a little sandy, some leaf cover here and there. So there's probably gonna be some sliding around. It's nice and actually cool underneath this canopy. It's pretty nice for when you're climbing up. Makes it a little chilly going downhill. Pretty breezy. And I'm actually happy I wore 2 shirts for the downhill ride. But you can quickly see how you can pick up some speed, maybe get out of control going around some of these turns. I'm starting to wonder if I have a back tire that's running low. I kind of feel it sliding around a little bit. I'm going to pull over up here, take a look at the lake, and check that tire out. The tire is slightly low. I'm going to throw a little bit of CO2 into there. All right, so looking at that lake down there, it is a catch and release lake. Back during the gold mining days, this area here was heavily mined for quicksilver or mercury, and over time a lot of that mercury got into the sediment and all that bled down into that lake, and so those fish in that lake, I guess you'd consider them to be high mercury, and so they really advise not to eat the fish. I tell you, these views are pretty spectacular. Coming in and out of this trail line. Fun little flowy downhill trail. Be mindful around these corners as other riders may be coming up. Hey guys, got one more behind me. Okay. Because this area is so shaded and on the north side of this mountain and probably rarely ever gets any sun exposure, it's going to be wet and moist in here because the air is a little bit cooler. You got a lot of leaf drop in coverage, and so that only adds to its moistness, doesn't allow the water to dry out. So be cautious. All right, I'm going to pull over and wait for Jody, just make sure she gets down the trail safely. I hear her bell, so she is moving along fine.
Woo! Ow! Oh shit! Oh god! Oh, hopefully I didn't hurt my ankle. Woo!
Ooh.
Oh. I should have my elbow pads.
I was going to tell you, it's a little slippery here. You see me, and that's probably why you braked.
I saw you, yep. That's why I broke. I just want to get out of the way.
Oh, son of a... That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, I was just talking about how some of this trail's a little bit looser than it looks. I slid it a little bit, but not here.
I don't know why I stopped.
Yeah, because you seen me up there.
I saw you and then I saw those rocks and I was like, what?
Right. You do have a couple people coming up the hill.
Help me.
Yeah, take your time. Just rest. Just come over here. The nurse got hurt. Now what do you do?
Nothing. I'm good, but damn it. I wish I would have had my elbow pads. Oh, probably should get going before it's going to get swollen. So.
Okay. But the ride goes on. Jody's a trooper. Jody's a nurse. Worked in the ER room for a handful of years. So she doesn't get freaked out too quickly about things or injuries or blood or anything like that. And that is good. Nothing ever wrong with mountain bike riding with a nurse. Woo. And to Jody's point, one of the few times she elected to not wear elbow pads and she skinned up her elbow. I actually just recently ordered elbow pads, haven't come in yet. Expected those on Monday. Was talking to a guy about getting a little coaching regarding taking some jumps. Not big stuff, small stuff. And he said that he would love to work with me, but he wants me to have all the proper gear, including full face, elbow, and knee pads. And I don't have the elbow pads, but getting those here pretty quick. And then kind of look to see what that looks like to try to expand my skill set, at least taking some of these little kickers, small and medium kickers, and you know, taking a couple of little small jumps that you see in the middle of the trail or off to the side. Looks like fun. All right, we just transitioned over to the Caudle, I think I'm saying it right, Caudle Trail. This last quarter mile of this trail was a little bit of a climb. You can see it here as we roll downhill. But there's a couple stops and rests and pushes on this part of the up section. Hey guys, last one. Oh, the temptation just to let go and fly down this thing is huge. I don't want to get too far ahead of Jody, and then she wreck and hurt her foot even further and can't ride, and then I'll have to climb back up this thing to get her. I guess that's worst case scenario. All right, here we are at the final descent back to the parking lot. I tell you, I really like this trail, although not a lot of the technical stuff that I'm used to as far as downhill riding goes. It turned out to be a pretty fun trail. The climbing was tolerable, not crazy suffering like I've had on other trails. And that downhill section was a lot of fun coming down the top from Baldwin Peaks, or not Baldwin, but Bald Peaks, I think it's called. I'm gonna do the indulgent barbecue.
The indulgent barbecue?
Yes.
Okay.
And mint chocolate chip shake.
Did you want a little or a big?
We'll do the little one. All right, over here at Mooyah, I think is how you could pronounce this name of the place. It's in Morgan Hill. Got a couple shakes and the indulgent barbecue burger and some fries. Excellent ride.
Yes.
Minus an injury.
1 injury.
Really fun trail. You know, it's interesting because 15 miles on one trail feels entirely different than 15 miles on another trail. And just depending on the amount of climbing, the level of difficulty of climbing. We ended up going 16 miles today, and I don't feel half as tired as I did last week when I went 15 miles. So anyway, mileage won't be the obviously the main factor, but a really good fun ride up and back, some fantastic views. And now it's time to eat and get back on the road headed home.